Aujourd'hui, je vais vous présenter les témoignages de deux femmes extrêmement courageuses qui ont dénoncé la géoingénierie et les chemtrails. La première est une ingénieure bio-environnementale qui était dans l'armée de l'air et la deuxième mériterait une médaille de bravoure tellement ses convictions sont honorables. Je vous recommande de regarder attentivement ces deux témoignages. Ils sont un exemple à suivre. Voici le premier témoignage.
My name is Kristen Megan, and for 23 years, I have worked as a senior industrial hygienist, which is an occupational environmental health and safety professional. And I spent 9 years on active duty working in bioenvironmental engineering in the Air Force. I have to engineer out so many hazards that involve chemicals, heavy metals from an inhalation, ingestion, and contact hazard. After watching a documentary and hearing about chemtrails, I thought that was the most ridiculous thing ever because I work in a field where I have to protect community and environmental health. And I knew the health impacts if what was claimed to be was actually being dispersed on our vegetation and we were inhaling it and being displaced on our food. So in my journey to try to debunk this, that is when my whole world changed.
I raised my right hand and I took an oath to the Constitution to hopefully do something meaningful with my life. 19 years old, unsure what I wanted to do. So I enlisted in the US Air Force. I want to say around 2006, I started kind of opening my eyes to how the military wasn't really what I thought it was. And people approached me knowing what I did for a living and said, "Have you ever heard of chemtrails?" Well, I hadn't. I went online and I looked at chemtrails. I saw a lot of, debunking, a lot of sites that were just kind of calling it a conspiracy theory. And I thought, well, geez, this is what I do for a living. Preventive health, making sure that people are not getting sick, especially in the workplace, and by things that we're doing that can affect, human health and the environment. I didn't debunk it. It literally changed my life. It's not easy standing here and telling my story. One day I was going through that computer system, which if you want to look it up, it's called an Air Force Form 3952. It is the approval of hazardous materials. I was finding tons and tons of large quantities of aluminum, barium, strontium in the forms of oxides and sulfates. So I asked the question, what is this being used for? I never got an answer, so I didn't approve it. And it sat there. And then the heat came down. Are you behind on your 3952s? Only a select few of us did that. So I started asking questions. And at that point, my demonization began. I made my rank. I was decorated. I was a non-commissioned officer of the quarter. I won lots of awards. I had no reason for anyone to attempt to demonize me. When I started asking the question again under a new commander, I never in my life thought I would have somebody look me in the face and tell me, "I am questioning you. Is there something wrong with you? You've been looking really depressed lately. I can put you under a mental evaluation for up to 120 days. Who would take care of your daughter?" Because I was divorced at the time. As soon as I heard that, I knew. It validated everything I ever thought. And I thought, I've spent 9 years of my life trying to protect human health, and here we are violating law after law after law. Just sitting here, instead of protecting the people, we are poisoning the people. And I've never got up so much courage from that fear of being thrown in a cage, because when you're in the military, folks, you're a number. You are a number, and every aspect of your life is controlled. I was so lucky that my enlistment was coming up and I was supposed to re-enlist. I ran and did not look back. And I have been blowing the whistle and shouting ever since. And I left October 27th, 2010.
Happening, but the very profession I was attached to inside of the Air Force was the one that was part of the group approving the chemicals. I spoke on this issue for about 15, 16 years now. My story has stayed the same. My story is a part of a bigger story, a piece of the puzzle. But I tell you what is happening lately, what has happened over the years, more people can't deny what they're seeing. It started coming. I realized I needed to leave. And again, I had no plan. I had no job. I was very scared, and I came out in a time that I knew, regardless of what happened to me, I was going to be on the right side of history. It's one of the scariest moments as a parent to think somebody will just lie and say that you're suicidal or that, you know, your work performance has declined. And I just knew if I was going to have any of the rights that I had fought for other people, I needed to leave my combat boots on my doorstep. It was a time when many people still didn't believe it. I was demonized heavily. I was granted whistleblower status. I hired an attorney. The very hazards that I'm trying to eliminate out of the workplace were now just dispersing for everyone to ingest, inhale, and land again on their vegetation. Is it hard metal? Is it shards of metal? Is it in nanoparticulate? Is it oxides? Different metal, if it's inhaled, it can cause respiratory issues. If it's ingested, it can cause GI issues. But either way, it affects neurodevelopment and it is a hazard to your brain and it breaks the blood-brain barrier. This is why a lot of people decide not to vaccinate, because of the aluminum and the adjuvants and preservatives. So if people can believe that, there's some people that believe that contaminant but don't believe this. So you kind of, again, have to look at that synergistic toxicity. But when you're dealing with strontium, aluminum and barium.
Voici la deuxième femme qui connaît très bien son sujet.
I actually feel down. I mean, most people do, with days and days of just thick, nasty haze and lines. It's depressing. I'm sick of it. And I cannot control what is happening in the sky above me. I'm not having that. I can control what I put into my mouth. I can control what I feed to my child. I can control how I grow my food and if I want to spray pesticides or not. But I cannot control the experiments over my head that remain unchecked, untested. You know, nobody knows what the cumulative impacts of the aluminum, the copper, the zinc, barium, strontium, titanium is doing to our wildlife, our soil, our plants, and what it means to inhale it. Blue Cross and Blue Shield came out with, in 2020, a paper that said early onset dementia and Alzheimer's on the rise for ages 30s and 40s. Well, no wonder. Not only is aluminum now the go-to in all of the jabby-hoos, now it's in the sky. Yeah, but think about it. Inhaling aluminum apparently makes it more bioavailable than if you were to eat it or drink it. And that line will remain the entire course of this flight. And then you'll watch how it fans out and spreads. And it'll spread a significant portion in the sky. That's what I'm talking about when we talk about geoengineering or chemtrails. I was living at the time in Fresno and I had just had my son. So I had gone from a 9 to 5, you're running around and working all day and never really observing the world around you. And it was after having my son and suddenly I was a stay-at-home homemaker and we were on the lawn all day or outside exploring. And that was the first time I was able to observe a clear sky in the morning with then grid patterns that would stretch out throughout the day. And then they would expand. And by 4 or 5 p.m., there was no sunshine. It was just muted out. And I observed this for a while. And then I finally was so disturbed by it, I brought it up while grocery shopping, talked to a cashier. And I said, do you notice the lines in the sky? Do you notice how it just spreads out? And she said, yeah, those are chemtrails. That was my very first experience ever observing and then also hearing the term chemtrails. So that was the beginning of this journey for me. I went home and searched for the term. I tried to bring it up on social media. People shot me down like I was crazy. So that was my first introduction, but I didn't really get passionate or active with regard to exposing it until many years later. After experiencing what I did during 2020 and seeing how we were being lied to, fear-mongered, abused, essentially. And I knew how bad the lies were at that time. That was the first time I really opened myself up to the possibility that this whole chemtrail theory might actually have some weight. I began tracking aircraft out of curiosity for many reasons, but I was self-taught on an app called Flight Radar 24 because I was curious about who was overhead. I use Flight Radar 24 to identify the aircraft. I take the registration number from Flight Radar and then I go to the FAA's website and you can look up the unique registration number. And there they'll tell you all the details of the aircraft and they'll tell you the registered owner of the aircraft. That is priceless. And from there, you have to try to figure out, is that company online? Because there's no phone numbers on the FAA registration, just the name of the company and address. I didn't get very outspoken about this until a few years after Convid, I call it. And it was actually when I moved to the mountains where I am today. And I had decided to get away from the city. I was ready to grow my own food, or at least attempt. I'd not had a real garden before. And I wanted to raise my own chickens and try to, because I knew my food was more and more bioengineered. I knew that we were in an environment where they were trying to poison us, I felt. And so I then was out in the garden building for the first time planter boxes. We had to put a fence around for the deer. And of course, I'm outside long hours. And in these skies out here, is where I was realizing they're still here. We are being pelted. My son is being stolen. I became so frustrated that I decided I'm done not talking about it, because I was heavily ostracized while talking about it, attempting to talk about it. And I decided at this point, I've had enough. And I came home and I heard the aircraft over my house. And I looked at my app and I realized, okay, he's already been out there for almost 3 hours. I'm going to miss him because he's about an hour away from me. He flies out of the Modesto airport. So I thought, well, okay, I missed him again, because I had known that I wanted to go confront him at some point, just to meet him and say, what are you doing? You're right over my house. And so then I went to bed, and it was around 10 o'clock. I heard him come back, and he was over my house again for the second time that night. And I shot up out of bed. And I called my friend and she didn't answer. And so I called up another friend and I said, let's go to the airport. And so he picked me up around 11 p.m. We drove about an hour to get to the airport, and then, and had to wait for him to do his seating figure eights over my house. And then as he landed, then I had to find a way to get to him. And this airport was a different airport. So I didn't know what was going to happen, because it was now roughly 1 o'clock in the morning. Everything's dark, everything's locked up. So I start walking along the windows and the businesses, and I'm just looking for, is there anyone here? Is there any light on anywhere? And I happened to see one of the line guys. The door was locked. And of course I said, hi. And the guy looked at me and he came and pushed the door open, and I said, I'm here for, and I named the tail number, the registration number of the aircraft. I said, I'm here for the crew of da 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 da. And he's like, oh, okay. And I said, can I use your bathroom? And he said, yeah. So I went on in and used the bathroom, texted my friend. I said, I made it inside. And I filmed a little bit of the plane from the inside this dark building. So I was in the darkened waiting room. The pilots were probably confused. It's now 1:30 in the morning or so. And my friend came over to the door as they were locked. He finally got over and started filming from the outside. And they went and got the crew. I didn't have a script. I didn't know what I was going to say. There were two men. They came in. They sounded like they were Canadian. Thank you.
Good. What can I do?
Good to see you. I'm here. You're Tim, right?
No.
Oh, no.
No. I don't know a Tim.
Jody?
No, I don't know. Well, I know a Jody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jody Fisher?
No, yeah, I know Jody Fisher.
You do? Okay, good.
Yeah.
And then who are you?
I'm one of the other captains.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And I said, well, are you Jody? Because Jody Fisher is I believe it's the flight director now of Weather Modification International. I've tried multiple times to reach Jody Fisher and to say, what are you doing? What's in your flares? I wanted to know, are they using the titanium dioxide nanoparticles? And if so, then I know that they have violated the environmental impact report. Are you free now?
No, I gotta reflare.
Okay, so
stuff,
I have paperwork for you that I want to give to you. So
okay.
Hang tight, I'll go get it. But then, we've been trying to reach Jody and you for a long time.
Okay.
And we are tired of you dumping heavy metals all over our county.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not the one to talk to about that.
No, but you are. But you're the one that's doing it. So I've been taking rain samples. I have over 20 samples. And every time you fly, we get high amounts of aluminum, barium, strontium, titanium, magnesium. So I want to know, are you aware of what you're doing? I know you think it's like to increase water supply for Turlock and Modesto, but it's not really happening.
Yeah, you can talk to
I've tried.
That,
I've called them and they're not calling me back. So we're now getting really involved, and now we're going to bring something legal against your company.
Okay, well, you can talk to them about that for
I know,
sure.
but I want you to know though, we are real people underneath what you're doing. You spray right over our houses. We hear you.
We know you. We see you. We're watching your planes and your patterns, okay?
Yeah.
It's twice today
Yeah.
now. You did 2 flights. 2 3-hour
It's
flights.
public knowledge, yeah.
It's not really though. That's the problem. So you have not properly notified our board of supervisors about this. Hi, are you the other pilot?
Yes.
Hi, what's your name?
Khaled.
Khaled?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
hi.
not-
Hi.
It's not we have people at home base that you can talk to about that stuff.
But they've not called back. So now we're getting to the point where we're getting our supervisors involved. So the supervisors of our county needs to be notified. They've not been notified. You've been doing this for 30 years. I know it's a long time. You guys are like, it's cool, it's easy. We're talking about all of the metals and the flares that you're using. So aluminum and zinc propel the silver iodide. You're spraying right over us all the time. What you're spraying is not good for the environment, and it's not good for the people because there's an early onset dementia, there's Alzheimer's, things are starting to happen to people's health. And I really do believe there's a linkage to what we're breathing in the environment every day. And you guys spray us in November through April. It's your yearly contract. I'm aware of that too. So I just wanted to meet the pilots and say, you know, where's Jody? I've called Jody, I've talked to, I think Leslie was the other one, Leslie Fisher,
Yeah,
Lisa.
probably his wife.
Okay,
But,
yeah,
yeah, no, that's their responsibility. That's not our
I
responsibility.
understand, yeah. But the money that you're receiving to do this is coming from, is it taxpayers that are paying for this?
That's not my department.
I kept my cool, but he wanted to sort of blow me off. But at the very least, I thought, he can see I'm a real person. I'm here in the middle of the night, meeting him inside the building that the public doesn't have access to. I'm serious, man. I have a family. I have chickens. I have a garden that I'm trying to grow. And you've been doing this for decades. Are you aware of the cumulative impacts of the metals you're dumping over our heads? I want you to know it's upsetting for me.
I want you to be aware, we have copious amounts of aluminum, magnesium. There's been some barium, strontium, but titanium's weird. Is titanium also in your flares? Okay, that's unique for me. So I want you to know that there are health impacts and impacts to the soil and the plant life and all of those things. And when you do this, my whole community is watching. We don't know what to do.
Yeah, I understand your opinion.
It's not an opinion
So
though.
I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. You can take your concerns.
Are you the chief pilot?
No, I'm not the chief pilot.
What is your name again?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't.
I'd like to know.
No, it doesn't, because
It
you're
matters.
going to go try to smear that all over the place.
No, but I want to know. Like,
No,
are you
that's
chief
none of
pilot?
It's none of your business.
It is my business because you're over my head dumping shit over our families
We're
and
not
our
doing
houses.
anything illegal, so
It's not illegal yet. But now we haven't had air district hearing boards for years now, and people have not been paying attention, but people are starting to pay attention because they do care about their health and the health of our food and the health of our population. I want you to know that you, whether you know it or not or want to admit it or not, are contributing to dumping heavy metals on our soils and in our air. We're breathing it, we're drinking it, we're eating it.
I'm not saying it doesn't matter.
Every time you go out there, we are watching, and it's heartbreaking and it's distressing, and I don't know how to get a hold of Jody Fisher. So I want you both to say, Jody, you got to address this.
We're not making it rain, period.
Okay, so what are you doing then?
We make it snow
Okay,
over top of the mountain.
but you've done this over us though. So Groveland, Coulterville, Sonora, right? And then the air is moving a certain direction. I get it, but it's like landing on us under the guise of public health. It's bullshit. I'm sick of it. So I've come out here tonight when I'd rather be sleeping. And because I wanted to just find out, do the pilots know, have you been doing this for a while?
Yep.
So when you're up there, just know that someone's down there looking up going, what's going on?
Yeah, I know. I don't ever think that there's not people watching this.
Yeah. Okay. People do care.
Yeah.
We care deep.
I know that.
I regret that I did not get a picture of his face. And I also did not get his name. He refused to give me his name. But that's okay, because what I had was the audio of the interaction. And of course, like I've done in the past, I share my interactions. I share my observations, my experiences. I had no idea that it would receive so much attention. When I actually got home, it was about 4 a.m, and my adrenaline was pumping, and I shared the audio. I listened to the audio on the way home with my friend, and he was like, "You were so calm." And I was like, "I know." And he admitted it. And he's really saying it, because it's so hard to get people to believe it's really happening. You have to hear it from the horse's mouth. And I think that's why it was so impactful, is that people finally realized, oh, there are real people in these planes hitting the flare buttons and the ejectable flares. They have burn-in-place flares, ejectable flares. Poof! There's all the aluminum over this concentrated area.
Le pilote n'hésite pas à dire qu'il fabrique la neige sur la montagne. Je félicite le courage de ces deux femmes. Il faut d'abord savoir qui dirige Big Pharma. La famille Rockefeller, avec la Rockefeller Foundation et le General Education Board, ont investi entre 300 et 500 millions de dollars de 1910 à 1930 dans les universités de médecine pour qu'ils adoptent la médecine allopathique et les médicaments chimiques. C'était la naissance de Big Pharma. Juste préciser que 500 millions de l'époque 1910 équivaut à environ 17 milliards actuellement. Dans les années 30, toutes les universités ont abandonné l'enseignement de la médecine naturelle et la médecine traditionnelle puisqu'elles ne recevaient plus aucun financement. C'était un investissement sur le long terme de la famille Rockefeller, qui leur a donné le contrôle complet sur la santé de la planète entière. La famille Rockefeller sont les plus gros financeurs de l'agenda verte et la géoingéniérie. Mais c'est sûrement un hasard. En 1910, il y avait au total 300 médicaments disponibles. En 2025, c'est 41 000 médicaments disponibles, fabriqués chimiquement. Mais pourtant, la santé générale des gens ne va pas mieux. Elle s'empire à chaque année avec des augmentations de maladies chroniques incroyables au cours du dernier siècle. Juste un petit exemple. 46% des gens de plus de 18 ans au Canada ont une maladie chronique et le pourcentage augmente en vieillissant. Alors qu'en 1910, c'était 8 personnes sur 1000. C'est une augmentation de 5700%. Voilà ce que valent les médicaments chimiques. Un début de la géoingéniérie est de rendre les gens malades en les aspergeant de métaux lourds pour vendre plus de médicaments. Et ces médicaments apportent des effets secondaires qui dirigera vers la prise d'autres médicaments. Et ainsi de suite, jusqu'à ce que les gens aient un plateau de 15 ou 20 pilules à prendre tous les matins. Et ces personnes seront convaincues que leur plateau de médicaments améliore leur santé. Mais c'est l'inverse. Plus on prend de médicaments, et plus notre corps devient faible et développe des maladies chroniques. Pour ceux qui se posent la question, non, je ne suis évidemment pas médecin, mais je comprends très bien les chiffres. Et je sais analyser des données. Il ne faut jamais oublier que les maths sont la science de toutes les sciences. La question que je me pose est: est-ce que Big Pharma continue d'exister grâce à ce qu'il déverse dans le ciel? Parce qu'à mon avis, ce qu'il déverse dans le ciel est responsable de la majorité des problèmes de santé de la population. Je vous souhaite beaucoup de santé et à bientôt!
Look up to the sky and ask your government why they're spraying their chemicals over your head It's almost as though they want everyone dead. Look up, look up, look up. Look up to the sky above. The air that you breathe has been compromised. Please look up, look up, look up.